So, hello everyone, this is Maher Haddad here. Today I decided to come live with you to speak about a very interesting topic, which is what is the VPN and what are the types of VPN that we have on MikroTik. I'm just putting everything ready here and we can start. So before I start speaking, I will share for every one of you a very good holidays and Merry Christmas for everyone, and Happy New Year in advance for every one of you. Maybe you have been following me on my YouTube channel since a couple of years. I think my YouTube channel started back to 2013 or something like this. But I didn't put a lot of videos in that time. So I would say that beginning 2017, 18, where I have started to put more and more videos on my YouTube channel, and we are now close to 30k subscribers, which is very nice, and I'm very happy of this result. Of course, I wish to be already reaching to 100k subscribers, but what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are watching my videos. So I see that a lot of people watch my videos, but they are not really subscribing to the channel. I'm not sure why, but in case you are watching my YouTube this video and you listen to me, so please just make a subscription on my YouTube channel, because it's very important that I have more subscribers to be able to do more and more videos. So today I have decided to put the time to just explain a bit about what is VPN, and just as an idea of VPN, and of course I'm going as well to show you the types of VPNs that we have on MikroTik. I'm not going to do any configuration. It's going to be only like explanation about what is VPN and the different types of VPNs that we have on MikroTik. And then I'm going to leave a time for you to ask me questions about this topic, but also possibly about other topics. So let's go directly and start with the explanation about the VPN. What is the VPN and what are the types of VPN that we have available on MikroTik? So if we go to, let's go to here to scene 2, and then I just make an explanation about the VPN. So let me just first check if everything is going good on this live. Yes, I can see it's already up and running. Very good. So what is VPN? Let's imagine that we do have this scenario. I have here a headquarter office for example, a bank or whatever, and I have a branch office here of this bank. Those headquarter and branch office, they are geographically far from each other, so they are not connected to each other or close to each other. Say there are like something like 200-300 kilometers between those two offices. And on the headquarter, we do have all the servers of the bank, meaning that any transaction that happens here on the branch office has to reach to those servers and to be able to be saved or edited or whatever, updated. So then in this case, what we can do, or what we used to do in the old days, we used to make a leased line, meaning the provider provide us a cable from here and a cable from here, and this cable is going underground all the way between this headquarter and this branch office. This needed a lot of time to be installed. It cost a lot of money, and we have also to pay monthly fee for this, which is very expensive. It is secure because that's a line for us. No one is using it than us, but at the same time it's old-fashioned. It's not as fast as unless you're putting some fiber cables, and it's expensive. So the newer technology, what they do is that they say, okay, this headquarter is already connected to the internet, and this branch office is already connected to the internet. So this is something like in the old days, like we are connected to a cable, because the internet is a network. So both of the routers are connected to the internet. Why don't we use this internet to make it a way to be able to send the data from one place to another, from the headquarters to the branch office and from the branch office to the headquarters. Now, if we send the data like this directly to the internet is a public network, right? Meaning that anyone can see what's happening on the internet. That means that we have some hackers here sitting, and those hackers will say, oh, we have very nice data coming. This is sending payment for $500 to that bank account. Let me change it and say pay $1,000 to this bank account, which is some bank account for him, for example. Just as an idea, right? So then we have a problem with security. So what we have to do now is that we want really to use the internet because we are already paying for the internet, and why don't we use it? And at the same time, we want to be secure. So what here we can do some type of tunneling protocols, which we call them VPN. So the VPN is a virtual private network where we can create a tunnel interface or a tunnel network inside the internet. That's a tunnel. We just make a tunnel and we send our data inside this tunnel on the internet, and we make this data as encrypted data. We use some encryption protocols to encrypt our data. This way, branch office and the headquarters, they can send to each other the data in a very encryption way. Now you can say, is it 100% secure? No, there is nothing called 100% secure, but it is secure enough to be able to send your data securely over the internet. So this is the whole idea. So what it happens is that you will get an IP on your tunnel interface here. You will get an IP on your tunnel interface here, which has been created. So you have an IP here. You have an IP, and then if you ping those IPs to each other, they can reach each other. So it's like you have a cable between the two routers and you have IPs. Of course, you have your LAN here or whatever, the server farm, and over here you have IPs. So what you can do routes. You can say for this branch office, if you want to send anything to this network, send it to your next hop, and your next hop should be the IP of the tunnel interface. Same you do over here. You can say, hey headquarters, if you want to reach to this network, which is where the network of the branch office is, send everything to your next hop, which is the IP on the tunnel interface. You can use OSPF, you can use RIP, you can use whatever you want as routing protocol, then those two networks becomes connected to each other. And this way we have connection between the two routers. All this concept now is called site-to-site VPN. So this is why we call it site-to-site VPN. Why we call it site-to-site? Because we do have one site, which is the headquarters. So this is one site, and this is another site. So that's what we call it, site-to-site. Now we do have also on VPN something different, not different, same concept, but we call it client-to-site. Meaning that you have someone working for this headquarters, but he works remotely from his house. So this is his house here, and he has internet connection somehow, and he has his computer. So what he does, he just put VPN on his software on his PC, for example, and he make the tunnel from his PC to this headquarter router. All right, so he's making this tunnel, and then now he can reach to the server. He can possibly go to the internet from the headquarters, so using the internet service of provided from the headquarters. So that's also something we call it. This is site and this is client to site. So we do have two types of VPN, site to site between two routers, and client to site between a end device and the router itself. Now, very important to mention here, when you want to make VPN, you require to have at least one public IP on one of the devices if you are talking about site to site here. So when we talk about site to site, you should have at least one public IP, because when this router wants to make the tunnel with this router, it has to reach to the public IP. If you have private IP, you cannot reach it. Private IP, sorry. If you have private IPs, you cannot reach it because private IP is not routed to the internet. So you require to have at least one public IP. Now, some VPN protocols require to have two public IPs, one here and one here. And those are the layer 3 VPN, something like GRE, like IP/IP, EOIP. Those VPNs require to have two public IPs, one on each side. But for sure, if you are working as a client to site, for sure you require to have a public IP here to be able to form the VPN. Now, this is just an idea about the VPN. Now let me show you what are the different types of VPNs that we have on MikroTik. So the different types of VPNs that we have on MikroTik, they are classified into three categories. You have the individual protocols, which are layer 3, PPP based protocol, which are layer 2, and MPLS, those are based on the MPLS protocol. So those individual protocols, EOIP, IP/IP, GRE, and IPsec, those normally are layer 3, and you require, especially for EOIP, IP/IP, and GRE, you require to have the public IPs on both sides for this to run. The PPP based protocols, PPP, PPPoE, so this is more for the LAN. So it is a PPP based protocol, but we use it to provide internet service to our customer. If you are an ISP, you create a PPPoE server and you provide internet to your customers using PPPoE server. So you provide him a username and password and he connects to you. Then you make a tunnel over the Ethernet, whether it's wireless or cable, and then he can get connected to the internet. You have PPTP, L2TP, SSTP, or VPN. It's very advised that you don't use PPTP anymore, and even if you use it, MikroTik gives you that this protocol is very weak, so it will warn you to not use it. So very important to not use that one. And in case you want to use L2TP, please use with it the IPsec. So you make the tunnel L2TP and you make encryption of the data using IPsec. Now the other protocols we have are MPLS based protocol, VPLS. So you need to run first MPLS to have VPLS running, and TE. So VPLS and EOIP, I would like to explain fast about them so you can have a better idea. So if we go back to our scenario, and let's speak first about EOIP, and then I will speak about the VPLS, because those are very interesting topics to explain about. So say that you did EOIP, so you have here the tunnel, you make EOIP, so here you have interface, tunnel interface, and here you have a tunnel interface on EOIP. So what you can do with EOIP, which is very nice, you can create a bridge interface over here. You put inside of it the EOIP interface, and you put inside of it the LAN interface inside this bridge. Then you do the same over here. You create a bridge interface on this router after you have made the tunnel on EOIP. You put inside of it, inside this bridge interface, the EOIP interface, and you put the LAN interface. So what is going to happen at the end, it's going to be something like you have a very big layer 2 switch. So it's like this server is connected to this switch and this computer is connected to this switch. Of course, you should have same range of IPs here. So if you are using 192.168.1.1, you use here 192.168.1.2. Then this computer can ping to this server as on layer 2, and this one can ping to this computer as on layer 2. So you have exactly layer 2 connectivity, but you are running the layer 2 connectivity over the internet, which is a very perfect way to make layer 2 connectivity between two networks in case you have this request coming to you. So you can use EOIP for this. So this is for the EOIP. Now the VPLS, let me just clean here a bit. So VPLS is something similar to EOIP, but this is running only when you have MPLS. So say that you have MPLS on your routers is enabled. So say that you have MPLS here and you have MPLS here and everything is running fine. So what you can do, you can run VPLS on top of MPLS. So VPLS, it's also, you make something like a tunnel over the MPLS. And of course MPLS normally it's running over something like OSPF. So then you have this interface, VPLS interface, this interface, VPLS interface. So what you can do, you can create a bridge again. And you put inside this bridge the VPLS interface. And you put the LAN interface from this side. Same you do here. You create a bridge interface. You put inside of it VPLS. And the LAN. So again, now we have something like one network. So you have to think it's like a big switch. So this is a switch, and those two devices are connected to the switch. Of course, you have to put the same range of IPs between the two devices, and then live is good, and then they can see each other on layer 2. So VPLS, in case you are using MPLS, you can use VPLS because it's faster, it's fast and really reliable. In case you are not using MPLS, you can use EOIP. So that's all what I wanted to show in this live streaming. More about what is the VPN, the types of VPN, and I have explained also about how the VPN can be formed and if you need public or private IPs. There is one more thing that I also want to show you. Maybe it's a nice idea is to go to the router. So this is one router. Actually, I'm at home now, so this is my home router. So what you can do, you have on the version 7, you have WireGuard. WireGuard is a new VPN. It's a very efficient, it's very secure, very nice. I use it, by the way. And it has the same function as any other tunnel protocol. So WireGuard, I advise you, if you want to use VPN, use WireGuard. Another protocol, which is ZeroTier, but I don't think I have it installed here. Let me check. No, I don't have it. So let me explain to you what ZeroTier can do for us. So if we go back to the explanation here, say that you have those two routers, and those two routers, they don't have any public IPs. So this one has private IP and this one has private IP. Both, they have private IPs. And we said to be able to use a VPN, we should have at least one of the routers having a public IP. Some protocols require two public IPs, one on each router, but most of the protocols you require only one router, which is normally the headquarter, to have a public IP. But what if we have private IPs on both routers, but we want to run VPN? So in this case, the only solution we have for now, if we are using MikroTik routers, is to use ZeroTier. ZeroTier is some servers, there are some servers, very secure servers, ZeroTier provide for us, where we can connect from this router to this server, and then we can connect from this router to that server, and then we create a network where we put those two connections inside the network. That means now those two routers, they can be able to send the data to each other using ZeroTier. And yeah, once we have that, so that means also the LANs can send to each other as well. So this is a very good option also, ZeroTier. Also, there is possibility, it can be also site to site, or it can be also client to site. So meaning, let's say if I have a phone or a end device like a computer, PC or laptop, I can also connect to ZeroTier and then add it inside this network, then I'm able as well to reach to the headquarters. So that's all what I wanted to show for today. Just a very good explanation about the VPN. I hope it's more clear for you. I'll give some time now for you guys to be able to ask me questions about this topic, but also about any other topic that you wish to explain or to ask or to ask. So please just write me your questions. I have the chat now. It's open in front of me. I'm not sure how many viewers we have at this moment, but let's hope we do have a lot. And I have the chat here open in front of me, and let's start taking your questions. So I can see only we have one question here. Let's read it. I have OVPN, OpenVPN server on Amazon. How can I connect MikroTik version 6 to that server? You have to connect it. You have to create the OVPN client on your MikroTik router and connect to the IP of your server on Amazon, and then it works. But my question for you is why you need to go to OpenVPN, because OpenVPN, it requires it's a bit complicated to make it work. So you can use better maybe WireGuard, I can say, if your server on Amazon is based on router OS version 7, so just use WireGuard, I would say. Okay, let's see if I'm missing any questions here. So guys, it's your time now to ask me your questions. You have time to just put anything you want, ask me questions or anything you wish to ask me, to propose. Please, I'm ready here and happy to be answering your questions. So you guys, are you able to hear me? Or there are no questions? One of the two things. Or no questions, or you're not able to hear me. I think you are able to hear me, but no questions. Okay, I'll give it one more minute. And let's see if we have someone asking questions. If not, then we can end this live streaming. Because I think we already have some people on the streaming. Come on, guys. What are your questions? I know it's Christmas night and it's yeah, people wish to spend more time with families, but yeah, also I was all day somehow taking it easy, but I decided maybe I have some time now. I said that maybe I can come live with you to speak more about the VPN and be able to get some of your questions and answer your questions. All right, so up to now I see that there are no questions being asked, so for this reason let's finish this live streaming. So I hope the idea about the VPN and how okay, so I hope that the idea about the VPN is now clearer for you, and you understand now why we need to use VPN and what are the different types of VPNs and what are the protocols that we can use on VPN. By the way, there are also some VPN protocols for IPv6. In case you want to run IPv6 and IPv4, there are some protocols that you can use as well, which are also on MikroTik. So I wish every one of you a very nice Christmas night, in case it's night for you. Possibly some people, they have already finished their Christmas night because of the time difference. But I wish Merry Christmas for every one of you, and I wish also a Happy New Year. And let's keep in touch, and please keep an eye on my website, mynetworktraining.com. for the latest video courses that I'm putting there. I thank you very much for the time you spent watching me in this live streaming, and see you in